In top weather headlines this Monday, an absolutely scorching day yesterday for Sydney. Penrith recording the hottest day in 79 years. We're still seeing hot and stormy conditions today. A low pressure trough driving in the chance of severe thunderstorms this afternoon, Sydney included. Now, damaging winds will be the main threat, and we're still experiencing very hot temperatures across today with those hot, dry northerly winds. Thousands of people did flock to the seaside on Sunday. Some good stats include Richmond, 46.3 degrees on Sunday. That was your sixth day over 40 degrees this summer and an 80-year record for this early in the season. Sydney City got to 43.4 degrees. That was your hottest day in 5 years. Penrith, 47.3 degrees, their hottest day on record with 23 years of data, and the hottest in the Sydney Basin for 79 years. Now, we are seeing hot and stormy conditions today. This low pressure trough driving in the chance of thunderstorms. We've even had thundery skies featuring across Monday morning. Sydney notching up just over 2 millimetres in the gauge. To the top end now, and we're seeing monsoonal conditions drive in some heavy downpours. We've been seeing areas of flash flooding across the north. Our attention is shifting towards the far north of WA with our monsoon trough and embedded low. This is what Darwin was looking like though, 20 millimetres in the gauge. And we'll continue to see hot and stormy conditions over the course of the week, maybe even a tropical cyclone.
Now let's take a look at what's coming across the country over the next week, and in particular we'll focus in New South Wales with the heat we've been seeing recently and also the risk of storms over the next couple of days, but also focus up in the monsoon trough and whether we're going to be seeing a tropical cyclone across the WA north coast over the next few days. So let's focus now, first of all, in New South Wales, where we've got two low pressure troughs in the region. So the first trough in the west here, so you can see a trough is where you've got the meeting of two winds. So you can see northerlies along the coast, and that subtly changes moving along the coast today. So the change will move up the coast during the afternoon and evening, reaching Sydney during this evening. But it's quite a weak one. So you can see that during the night, that change gets eroded away, and we see northerlies again taking over ahead of the second southerly change with that second trough. So that's then going to bring in that cool change later. So let's have a look at the temperatures for that. So this is the same time period. So this is today. Hot temperatures across New South Wales again, very hot in the northwest, but in Sydney still pretty warm. But the change gets eroded away. We see another cool change move through. So Tuesday, late afternoon or evening, the change will reach Sydney, and then we'll keep moving up through northern New South Wales. But into Wednesday, you can still see very hot temperatures lingering in the northwest of the state, but along the coast, much cooler temperatures and also cooler across Victoria as well into Wednesday. In terms of thunderstorms, across Monday we'll see storms across these two low pressure troughs. So the focus through central New South Wales today and into tomorrow, with Sydney at risk both days, and with these storms could be severe. So the severe storms will probably be most prevalent on Tuesday as that second change moves through. It's a stronger change, therefore the upper level winds are stronger, and therefore the storms also look like they'll be moving faster and also have a greater risk of being severe with damaging wind gusts and also an outside chance of heavy rain or large hail. So the focus of the heaviest storms look like they'll be around the Blue Mountains, Illawarra, Sydney kind of area, but there's still a risk in surrounding districts as well. But let's take a look across to the tropics now, and we've got quite a bit of cloud building across the top end and the northern Kimberley, and so that's with the monsoon that has now developed across the region. So that's when you get winds coming in from the northwest instead, and we have a fair bit of moisture moving into the region. So with that, we're expecting pretty heavy rainfall to focus across the northern Kimberley over the next couple of days, but slowly we'll see the focus edge further south with that low pressure system. So there's a monsoon low that's deepening within this system, and as it does so, it's then going to move off the coast over the next couple of days into open ocean, and therefore that will allow the system to deepen quite intensely. So it's likely to become a tropical cyclone on Wednesday. So that's when the Bureau is saying there's a high risk. And then into Thursday, the system's going to deepen further and start to track a bit further south. And at the moment, the most likely track for this system is to make landfall in either the East Pilbara or the West Kimberley, but it's going to be bringing some very heavy rainfall, powerful winds. So you can see the yellow line, the yellow arrows there on the chart starting to pop up as that system makes landfall and moves south through the eastern parts of the Pilbara and the Kimberley. But through this entire period, we'll see pretty heavy rainfall across the top end of the nation, and but the worst of it will be with the system itself. So Port Hedland could be affected, or Broome, which got impacted by the last tropical cyclone, could be impacted again, but don't freak out just yet, because models are likely to change, and we'll give you the latest warnings as they come to hand.
And something he doesn't mention there is that this storm will not be called Irving, because Tropical Cyclone Irving formed 2 days ago out in the Indian Ocean near Cocos Island. And Irving is now a 170 kilometre an hour storm. It has sustained winds of 170 kilometres an hour, which is about 105 miles per hour, which makes it a severe Category 3 tropical cyclone, or a Category 2 hurricane equivalent. So that's Irving doing his thing out in the middle of the Indian Ocean, and which makes Irving a bit of a sneaky boy, because what he's done is he's formed in Australian waters and then nicked off out of Australian territory, so he's kind of flying under the radar and not getting any attention. So also a fish storm, they tend to call the ones that are out in the middle of the sea, because no one pays too much attention to them, which is how I've kind of made this poor weather presenter look, by pausing it there. Bit of a fish look with his mouth open like that. Sorry about that. Anyway, so this cyclone that's going to form around Wednesday will most likely be named Joyce, because that's the next name on the list after Irving, and unless there's another one between now and then, which is not likely, but if there was, the next one would be Kelvin. So most likely this storm that's going to affect this part of the world, the Kimberley, and possibly, like he said, possibly Broome, possibly Port Hedland, it's going to be named most probably Joyce.
So keep watch on this space for what happens in the tropical cyclone department.
The Sydney Basin recorded their hottest day in 79 years on Sunday. Penrith got to 47.3 degrees. Sydney also had their hottest day in 5 years, over 40 degrees now for today. Extreme heat is